Hi guys, welcome to the Savvy Money Show with me, your host Sean. Today we're talking IPOs, Spaqs, Amazon and a few stocks. Now, also if you can let me know whether you prefer the one longer video I've been doing or whether you prefer the shorter, lots of shorter videos. The watch time tends to suggest the shorter videos because not many people are watching the whole video, which is fine. I can revert back to that if you want. Just let me know what you want and I'll provide it. As well as that, I see that over 60% of you still haven't subscribed. It doesn't cost anything. It means a lot to me if you do. Anyway, let's get on with the show. We start with Spaqs. Ticker symbol ITACU, which is just opened up. It's Industrial Tech Acquisition Inc. It's looking to raise $75 million, led by Chris Smith, who is a venture capitalist. And there's not really much out there. But for those of you who have some spare cash, don't mind keeping it somewhere for a long time. Now, it's under $10 by a cent. You're not going to lose money because if it doesn't merge, you'll get $10 back. That's the way to look at it. It's going to obviously go with an industrial company, but then it's up to you. I tend to wait until they announce or until the rumours of who they're going to announce, but of course then it will go up a little bit. If it's in a sector that I like, I might go before it announces, but then it's a bit riskier. So if it's in a software sector or financial sector or healthcare sector, I may well, or if there's a team behind it that I love. It's all about the team. People ask me how I pick Spaqs. It's about this team. Anyway, we go on to Kcac. Now, you may know I've done videos about some of these before, so I'm not going to spend too much time. Now, the merger between Kcac and QuantumScape should be raising $700 million. It's about solid-state batteries. You have people like Bill Gates involved. It jumped from $10 to $22.50 and come back down to $17.60, where you've had a sell-off. I went in when I heard what it was about. When I did my research, I sold out. Lucky I did, because it's come back down, as all Spaqs do. What I don't like is that this is their figures. I always use their figures until I can get until I can do a deep dive on the company. Their own figures say they won't bring in any revenue till 2024 and won't be profitable till 2028. You've got to remember, innovative companies like Tesla have been working on this for a lot longer, have failed. They've spent millions trying to get other companies that say they've been working on it, and it's all been smoke and mirrors. Now, they may well crack it, but I think they're banking a lot on the fact that Bill Gates has invested in it. Remember, Bill Gates has a foundation that invests in all these up and coming new companies. You know, some of them give them free shares just to be on the board or just to have their name attached to it. And, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean the company's going to be a success. So, got to be careful with that sort of thing. The next one is Palantir. Don't think. No, you won't get it. Yeah, but the thing is, Palantir amended the S1 filing clarification about the governance, how they'll be having a free voting structure where Peter Thiel and his colleague will get F-class share, giving them 49% of the company and 49% voting structure. So even if they sell off their other shares, they'll still have controlling stake and controlling votes. So the public shareholders will not. They will still keep at least 1 to 2% of their shares, of their other shares, like their A, B, C shares. So the public will still have no say in the company. And these F shares, trust me, they will be a bit like Berkshire Hathaway A compared to Berkshire Hathaway B. So if they want to, at any point, they can flood the market with a load more shares. On top of that, as I said before in my video, they're not profit making, they're loss making. And it was all well and good them, while they were working with these governments and they had the protection of governments, but that will go when they become a public company. Now, don't think they hold all this data and dirt on the governments, because they do not hold the data. All they do is they process the data. So, as I said, I'm not going to do too much on it because it's I've already done a video. Airbnb, I've done it, spoke about, but only lightly. The reason why they haven't done it, and they haven't filled in an S1 filing yet. They've only done a confidential draft, and I think that's due to the Rona issues. Bill Ackman has discussed taking them public via a Spaq, and they haven't ruled that out, but they would prefer an IPO. I'm looking forward to them putting in an S1 filing and dissecting the financials, because if you remember my last video about them, I spoke about how bad Airbnb, especially in the US, how they were, how a lot of people who were so-called Airbnb millionaires, how they were on their knees, the banks were going to foreclose on all their properties, how they couldn't rent out anywhere. And even in the UK, luckily, the Airbnb hosts in the UK were a bit more savvy than the ones in the US, because the ones in the US were being advised, you take your rent from one property and you buy another property, so you're mortgaged down. And so you had one host of one property, instead of getting the income from that property and then buying one, they had like 4 or 5 properties, and it was, they wasn't actually getting an income. Their income was paying for their mortgages, and then they'd get more and more mortgage, more and more debt. And then something like this happens, they end up with nothing coming in, just all the debt. Now, in the UK, you had people with other sources of income getting a mortgage and then using the income from Airbnb to help pay off the mortgage, but they could pay off the mortgage otherwise. Because of the banking crisis, new rules came in, whereas in the US they didn't bring in these rules. So, I'll give you an example. I own 3 properties, right? As well as that, I live in the 4th property, which my wife, which is paid for now, which we own. Now, I cannot use the 4th property. I can only use my income if I want to get a mortgage. I cannot mortgage all 4 properties they will not let me put down as an asset for, say, I'll put down the value of this property as an asset against the mortgage, and that as an asset against that mortgage. They won't let me do it. They will only go on my income. And even if I say, well, what I want to do is get another property and rent that out, and it'll be guaranteed income, because in this area the agents give guaranteed income and they manage it for free because they charge the tenant. The banks will not do that because of the regulations, but they don't have that in the US. So although I know the banks can be difficult to get a mortgage with, they still let you put your assets against. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry. Airbnb have ended up persuading hosts to increase the value of the property, thinking people are going to pay more to rent out locally. In some places they've doubled the cost than what it was last year pre-Rona. As a result, people are just not bothering with Airbnb anymore. They're either going back to hotels, or some of them are. And don't forget to hit that lovely like button, almost as lovely as me. Helps with the YouTube algorithm and getting the video out to more people. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Become part of the Saving Money Show family. We give each other hints and tips and updates about stocks and shares we talk about on the show. As well as that, you can ask me to look into any share you want, and I don't charge a Discord fee or ask for a Patreon. All I do ask is for you to comment in the box below and hit the like button. Even if you disagree with me, especially if you disagree with me, I like a debate. And if I do something wrong, I want you to call me on it so I can improve the channel. And why not check out the links in the description below? There's lots of offers. I've used each one of them myself. I wouldn't give you links if I haven't checked them out myself. If you're looking for a free trading platform which should trade your stocks and shares, you can get a free share worth up to £200 for signing up and depositing a small amount. A free trade only requires a £1 deposit. The others require £100 or dollars, depending on which one you go for. Stake has over 3,500 US stocks on their books, which is the biggest one outside of the US. Whereas Trading 212 is one of the best and easiest platforms to use. But as I said, I use all three. Anyway, on with the show. Some of them will be will think, if I'm going on a train all this distance to an Airbnb where I usually go, I may as well go on a plane to a foreign country, and it's not going to cost as much. Now we head to Snowflake. Last December they got Frank Slug as the CEO, who is successful in taking companies public. Now they figure a lot more growth to come. It's a cloud-based company. Customers include Dropbox, Experian, Sony, and a load more others. Snowflake want to be a leader of data cloud. $1 million was raised by venture capitalists, customer to its competitors like Microsoft and Google. And they to tell the truth, out of the 3 IPOs that I've spoke about, Snowflake is the one I'm looking forward to most. And it's not just because Warren Buffett is in it. It is because I do have a good feeling about it. I do think it will do well. Now, I said I would speak about Amazon. Apparently, Reliance Industries, who Amazon had an agreement with earlier in the year, and I spoke about, is offering Amazon $20 billion agreement in India, which will give Amazon a store on every street corner in brick and mortar retail. I'll let you know more about it when I have more. But for the moment, so I'm going to talk about, quickly touch on UK companies that go next dividend. We have Hargreaves Lansdown on 23rd of September. I'm a bit torn over this purely because the price, in my opinion, isn't too bad, but some analysts say it should be better buy. Other analysts say it's 75% overvalued. With the Rona, it will have done well, but then you've got the zero commission companies coming in. You've got Totally, ticker symbol TLY. On the 16th of September, it's a 2.74% dividend, which is a penny. But again, it's not profitable. You have to do your research. Intertech, I looked into Intertech before, and it's a 1.75% dividend. And I don't know, I'm thinking of looking at some of these companies when they go post dividend and seeing whether they drop or not. I don't think they're exciting me enough to go into them at the moment. Now, one I am looking at is wheat and precious metals. You know, I've been going into gold and silver. I'm looking at wheat and precious metals. And one I spoke about before, did an in-depth video on, the real. You might want to check that out. I think this will start moving. You'll have more people looking to, I'm surprised this hasn't been bought up already. You'll have more people looking to sell and buy online. You'll have more fakes, and you'll have more need for this sort of thing. And another one that's similar is Collectors Universe Inc. This will be for like limited edition cards, and like this 1.5% dividend, which you missed, but I think this could do something. And we have a new Spaq coming out as well, SMPR, it's Tortoise Acquisition Court 2, so it's a new shell. Yeah, only the units are available, common, and not even the warrants or the common stock is available yet. I'm looking into Bloom Energy. It's a renewable energy company. I'll let you know when I've got a bit more about that. And another Spaq, which is Northern Genesis Acquisition Corp. It's only the units at the moment. And I'm getting annoyed with Trading 212 not allowing me to do the units, and I'm looking into other brokers. I like Northern Genesis, and I'm thinking of picking up something. Look, it's under $10. I might as well load up on this and get the warrants, or just buy the warrants and trade the warrants once it goes up. But whatever I do, Trading 212, it's worth paying the trading cost for that. And That's it for today. Don't forget to hit the like button and comment in the box below, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to let me know whether you like the long videos, one long video, or whether you like lots of little short videos, and I'll see you later.